Well, maybe two things. One is that there are different kinds of thoughts. And the thoughts that come out of the void in a different course, I've sometimes called it a postcard from the Buddha. Some feeling like that, it's just kind of like, and it feels precious. It's like a postcard from the Buddha. I wouldn't want to lose a postcard from the Buddha. I mean, how often does that happen? So it's like, I would probably capture it too. And just, I mean, uh, so don't think of such like insights that come in. I don't think we need to think of it as thought in the same way of like the kinds of thoughts we'll be talking about today, which I call discursive thinking. Insights are quite important for our development of meditation practice. So I think, you can view instructions. That's the second thing I'm going to say. Like, my saying, don't move and sit wholeheartedly and so forth. That's the general instruction. But you could have a feeling of not moving even while you're writing down that insightful thought. So you're kind of staying in the feeling and in the space of not moving because all these instructions are actually antidotes. They are not so much rules. So the way I would view it is if you can hold the space more or less while you're writing down that insight, then it seems to me that makes all sense because we're not meditating just for the purpose of meditation, but it's a whole life process. And so it sounds to me like what you're reporting, these particular insights that are coming in, or amazing thoughts, let's call them the amazing thoughts, they are helpful in your life. So I hope I can, by giving permission or by saying ignore those general instructions, hopefully you can not have the cognitive dissonance. It's very much, I think, spot on with something quite important that the way I view stillness, and I think I may have even at least alluded to it or implied it last time, is from a Buddhist perspective. It's always good to look at how our experience is really put together. And that's one way to do that is to keep noticing that we're always functioning from a Buddhist point of view in 6 different sense fields: eyes, ears, nose, mouth, the entirety of the body, all of the body, which is feeling and movement. And the sixth is mind. And the mind is seen as a sense field in Buddhism because the basic dynamic in practice is you always have a field and a content of mind. And so in your particular example, the way I hear you at least is that you're pointing to, well, in Qigong practice, there's much emphasis on the body as a whole sense field, the sensing of the body. And then there is stillness is when there is less distraction in the sense field of the body. So it's like what noise is to the ears is what I would say disquietude, or a kind of like, what's the word in English? Like if you get itchy or something, you get a kind of impatience that can arise in the sense field of the body. That's,
Restlessness, yeah.
yeah, restlessness. Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
So restlessness in the body is the same as noise in the ears. Or you can also have lots of activity in the eyes, for example, that can start stressing and occupying the eyes, so that stillness in each sense field is kind of like, the way I would say it is when you feel the field and not just the contents. In short, like we will get a lot more. That's at probably the next session when we really get into that distinction, the field of mind and the contents of mind. But I guess for now, just to say your experience of how stillness is the absence of maybe a kind of restlessness or also movements that aren't in the flow of possibly a chi flow or something. But there are movements that feel still, aren't there?
Absolutely. And there is the unity of body, spirit, and mind as well, very much.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like calming down the sense, all six sense fields is what kind of creates that spaciousness that then is both like that feels like stillness and spaciousness at the same time. That's how I would describe it in my words. Yeah, I mean, first of all, just your being sensitive to that distinction is your main guardian, uh, your main guard in that regard. And that's exactly what you would want to be sensitive to. You know, when is something in the realm of, I'm calling it a good wish. Zukiroshi talks about deepest and most request. The point here is it's something that's really alive. It's something you can relate to and kind of like immediately feel as a presence, even as a wordless presence. Like, in other words, to give a very daily life example, just the other day, I heard about my grandmother isn't doing very well right now, and I got a message that was quite concerning. And just there was this whole body impulse of wanting to connect with her right away, calling her, and just feeling the what arose for me in that moment was totally non-conceptual. I didn't have to think about it. I had no idea of achievement. It was feeling the connection with her as a kind of immediate and very alive presence that was holding clearly a good wish for her in my heart. It's immediate like that. It's alive like that. It's connecting, and it's just gonna feel good also. So I think you're asking the question. It sounds to me, in order to ask it, something in you already knows the difference. Like, or when it's not it, that's the point. Like, you would hopefully you start recognizing when it's not it. And then what you want to do is to release the concept, the goal, or the idea. You see, oh no, that's not it. So you just kind of bring your attention back simply just to, again, your anchor, which is what we're going to work on today. Anchor, or a real feeling. And you can check in again with yourself and re-aliven, reactivate just by saying, why is it again that this is really important to me? Or what is it again that really matters to me? And whatever answer will kind of come up, but it's more the dynamic of it arising or it showing up rather than you making it happen. Yeah. So, but again, like what I want to say for everyone here, the sensitivity to that distinction is really the key. That I think is maybe the only thing to know and to trust about it. It's actually best when we like that will happen in practice, that, you know, we practice, we do our thing, and we just, the important thing is for the practitioner to just always do the same, whether it's an amazing meditation period or whether it's, yeah, I was doggy mind. And just, but your intention kind of stays completely the same, which is just wholehearted engagement with each moment exactly as it is. And you're kind of taking it as it comes and kind of trusting the process. So here's what I'm not going to do is give you concepts for the experience, because this kind of experience is actually better to mostly live on in us, which it does. Like, even you're speaking of it now means it lives in you. And ideally it can live better, it can breathe better if it stays unconceptualized. So just kind of you clearly, from hearing you speak, I can sort of feel that your body remembers.
Yes.
what it was like. And so it's a little bit like also the in Buddhism, the way, at least, well, I shouldn't say that. In Tibetan Buddhism, there's a whole tradition about how to work with dreams, which is different from Zen. In Zen, we work with dreams as just like we don't interpret them. That's the main thing. In Zen, it's like you don't interpret a dream. You kind of like you stay with the feeling of a dream, and you do sort of like very gently. You sometimes, what was that feeling again? You inquire back into the feeling, but more like inviting the feeling of a dream to keep surfacing once in a while, but you're not grabbing it or interpreting it or conceptualizing it. So it's very similar with experiences that are just kind of like they're a postcard from the Buddha or something, just a little greeting. It's an interesting idea to speak from. Wait, my Hara doesn't have a mouth. So how am I going to speak from the Hara? Or how am I going to, like, we could get wilder than that. You know, sometimes the instruction goes, speak from your feet. But it's like, I mean, I think the playfulness here, and I love that you're saying that. So just one encouragement to just be playful with these ideas. And one simple thing to take as a kind of hint here is you could also redo the instruction in your own mind a little bit in the sense of, well, just hold Hara or the center or your anchor, your breath kind of in your awareness as you speak.
Mm.
And at the very least, even if it's not exactly, am I now speaking from it? But at the very least, you may start finding that as you're holding your anchor, be it your Hara or your breath in awareness while speaking, the very least, it may just because that requires some of your attention. So you don't have all of your attention available to just jump into conceptual thought. Some of your attention is now just going to stay with something embodied. So that may very simply and over time kind of start changing how you speak and what actually comes up in speaking.
Mm.
So it's kind of like a little, maybe for some people, it might be easier to think rather than speak from, it might be easier to think, hold some of your attention in your body or in your Hara as you speak, while you speak, something like that.